Hi, and welcome to the fourth video in a series of 6 on Jeremiah's Lament, the book of Eicha of Lamentations, written by Yirmiyahu Hanavi, Jeremiah the prophet. As we go through the week, these messages seem to be getting darker, which I suppose is appropriate. We've now arrived at Erev Tisha B'Av, the day before the great tragedies. And today we're looking at a verse from chapter 3. In which Yirmiyahu describes God as Dov Orev Huli Ari B'Mistarim. He is a Dov Orev, a bear that lies in ambush for us. Now, the bear that would have been familiar to Jews living in Israel at the time of Yirmiyahu could have been a Syrian brown bear, could have been the Eurasian brown bear, I don't know. But a bear in Tanakh is generally, as you might imagine, a powerful predator. King David describes how he fought off bears to defend his sheep. When Hushai wants to advise Avshalom regarding King David's forces during the coup against King David, he describes them as being dangerous, like bears. Of course, from Malachim Bet, Kings 2, you get Elisha's bears. In the prophet Hosea, we are warned about the brutality of the bear. And Yeshaya in chapter 11, when he envisions a future time, a time of redemption, describes the bear being tamed. So one aspect of the bear is certainly this powerful predator. Also worth noting, in Daniel chapter 7, the bear is described as being hungry and consuming. But here there's more than just the bear itself. In having our eyes drawn to the image of a bear, we miss the other term. It is Orev. Aleph, Vav, Resh, Vet. It means it lies in ambush for us. And that's its own image here. The Gemara at the end of Sota says that bears usually want a forest for their own protection, but that's not what we're seeing here. Here, the forest becomes a place from which to plan an ambush against us so that we live in fear of sudden attack by this bear. Interestingly, the Alei Tamar is a 20th century commentator on the Talmud Yerushalmi, on the Jerusalem Talmud. In Tanis chapter 2, beginning of the chapter, he mentions a Polish custom that at this point in Megillat Eicha, people would throw berelach, seeds, at others to make them feel the terror of a sudden attack. I don't know how sudden it was, given that people apparently did this year after year. Nonetheless, the image of being attacked was a very vivid image here, and in particular when we understand that we're not talking about a bear. We're talking about Hashem. We're talking about God, and saying that God has become like this bear that lies in ambush. And the reason this is such a painful message to me is because it transforms God's role at a time that we suffer. Usually, we talk about hester panim, the idea that God is hidden, allowing bad things to happen. That's not the description here. Here, it's that Hashem is the engineer of the disaster. Hashem is actually the one creating the disaster. And that removes our hope. It's not just that we've been abandoned, but actually that Hashem has become an enemy. To try to end with something of an upbeat note, some positive thing, we could turn to the Berditchever naturally. Rabbi Yitzchak of Berditchev in his Kedushas Levi says, yeah. However, the second half of the sentence is the Ari B'Mistarim, the lion in secret. And he says the lion represents chesed, represents kindness, and it mitigates the effect of the bear. So at least that we can reference here as we go into Tisha B'Av.